Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be doing a September flip through in my Hobonichi Cousin Avec, and we'll be looking at the monthly spreads, the weekly spreads, and all of my daily spreads. So if you would like to see some functional, minimalistic ideas on how to use your Hobonichi Cousin or how I design my spreads in my Hobonichi Cousin, then go ahead and keep watching. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and flip to the year at a glance. And in my Hobonichi Cousin, I use this page as a journaling index. So I'll basically just anything that happens during the month that I feel is important that I write about in my daily pages, I'll go ahead and kind of talk about whatever that topic is, so that way if I need to go back to it at any point, I have an index that kind of highlights those big things. So that's how I use this spread. And then I also have, if there's a gray dot, that means that there is a picture on that page that kind of coincides with whatever the topic is. So that is my year at a glance. I also have at the very top, this is where I'll put down the total number of pages read, the total number of books read, and then my subscriber count for my planning channel, which is this channel, obviously. And I also have a reading channel. So this is kind of just an overarching view of what happened during the month. And now I'll go ahead and turn to my monthly spread. And for this month, I ended up using a Hubman and Chub Girl monthly kit. This is the Quality Time spread. I do actually have a code with Hubman and Chub Girl. If you would like anything from their shop, you can definitely use my code that I'm going to put on the screen so you can get some discount off of your purchase. I also have two big purchases that just came in yesterday and the day before. So I'm going to be doing another spread in my Hobonichi Cousin coming up soon using the Hubman and Chub Girl stickers. So if you would be interested, definitely make sure you subscribe so that way you'll know when those videos go live. But this is my monthly spread. I do not do well with a to-do. I don't know why I insist every month that I need to have an overarching like to-do list. Very rarely do I fill it in, because usually all of my to-do lists are on my daily spreads. But I have it fully intending to list out all of my big to-do actions during the month, and it literally never happens. I do have a no spend, so I'll annotate the days that I did not spend anything excess than like necessities. I did not fill in anything the last week of September, and it's not because I spent everything on those days. It was because I was lazy and I did not go back and check my credit card receipts and figure out which days were no spend days. So I kind of failed the last week of September. All right, now we're gonna go to the weekly spreads for September, and we'll go ahead and do this one. So this was September the 2nd through the 8th. And for this one, I ended up just using a bunch of washi tape that I already had. So this bottom washi tape is a Coffee Monsters Co. washi tape. And then this washi tape I got from Jet Pens. And I kind of decided, because they are kind of similar in nature when it comes to the color tones, I use like a light brown for my meetings and work and all that kind of stuff. And then as you can see, I don't go too heavy when it comes to stickers. I like my planners very functional. I like to use the stickers to offset whatever is happening. So I can see that there's a sticker here for trash, so I know that this was trash day without actually having to read the writing that says trash day. I cleaned on this day. I have a workout dumbbell. I have squats, my orders, and things like that. So I use stickers to kind of go along with whatever I write in my Hobonichi Cousin, but I don't like too overwhelming stickers. So this is the second week of September. This is the 9th through the 15th. And this one, I used this washi tape. I think I got this from either Hobby Lobby or Walgreens a while ago. I've been trying to use up the old stickers because I have a ton of stickers or washi from Coffee Monsters Co. And then I also have washi from Jet Pens and Amazon and all that kind of stuff. So I have a ton of washi, and I end up using the most recently purchased, and I forget about the old stuff. So I've been trying to go back and use more of my older stickers or my older washi, just that way I can get it used up. But this is the week of 9 through 15 September. And then this was the 16th through the 22nd. This is washi that I got from Jet Pens. And then I decided, originally I was going to make this very fall-ish. And I have a orange Muji pen. I got it on Amazon. It was like a multi-pack of like a bunch of different colors. The Muji pen is my absolute favorite in the Hobonichi Cousin. And so I decided I wanted to use the orange Muji pen for this spread. But I feel like the orange that I had was much too vibrant, and I wished it would have been a little bit darker to kind of go along with the Tombow that I ended up using, and then also to kind of go along with my washi. This is more yellow, and like it's honestly more yellow. So I didn't love the way this looked. As you can see, I also don't have a lot of stickers on here, and it's mostly just because I really didn't enjoy this theme. So whatever, I ended up using it. Just, you know, you always want to try different things in your planners, and some things work and some things don't. And then this is the last full week of September. This is the 23rd through the 29th. And this washi, I think I got from another one from Hobby Lobby or Michael's. I can't remember which one it was. And this one was definitely in like a bluish tone. So I used this was smoke blue in the mild liner. And I ended up using that. Really enjoyed it. As you can see, my youngest got sick, and that will be in my daily pages. But overall, this spread I did enjoy. I like the blue. I like the way it looks. Definitely much more appealing to my eyes than this week was. So, but that is the last week in September for my weekly spreads. And now we're going to jump to my daily spreads. So I'm going to jump to the September tab. And I use my daily pages as a daily journal. The first little page that I have here, Hobonichi always has the first page as blank, and I use it as a reading log. I read 3,660 pages. It was also 9 books. So these are the 9 books that I read. And then I do have my star rating on here. It's just very, very, very small, and you can't really see it, but this lets me know how many books that I read in the month of September. And now we're going to jump into the actual daily pages. In this Avec, for the second part of the year, I have decided that in my daily pages, because in Hobonichi, all of the months are different colors, like the little month designator, and then the text box or the squares, and then just basically everything on the page for each month is a different color than the previous month. And so what I decided to do in this second half of the year, because I did not do it in the first, in the second half of the year, I decided that the pen color, like the pen ink color I use, I want it to match the color of that perspective month. So for the month of September, it is like this brownish tone. So I ended up using a Quaco Sport fountain pen, and I ended up using the brown Quaco cartridge for the month of September. So that is the pen that I'm using. The first couple of days, I am using a Quaco Fine, which is typically the nib size that I prefer on all of my fountain pens. But for this Quaco one, this is the first pen I've had of Quaco, and I did not like how the Fine wrote. And so I ended up, you'll see in a couple of pages that the ink looks differently, and it's because I got the medium in Quaco. So we have September. So this was me writing down all of the orders that I did on September 1st, because that was when the new 2025 planners came out. But that was September the 1st. And then September 2nd was a holiday. And then here's September 3rd. This was my large Coffee Monsters Co. order. I ended up having my subscription and my pre-order all came in at literally the same time. It was the best day when 2 of my Coffee Monster co-orders come in at the same time. It's always like Christmas and it's wonderful. So that was on September the 3rd. And this is when I ended up using my new Quaco. So you can see that the ink, like the size, here, let me zoom in so you can see. So this is the Quaco Fine. This is the Quaco Medium. And I really do like this better. I feel like the medium is just overall, I just like the way it looks much better than it did the fine pen. So this is when I started using the medium nib, and that was the pen I used for the rest of the month. So, and then on the 5th, I was on site. I had a car update. I have been fighting with getting my car repaired. So I had another little car update. This was football season also started. So I wrote down that on this day, Chiefs won by a toe. If you saw that game, it was so intense. And whether you are a fan of the Chiefs or not, it was a very exciting last play because the toe went over the line by this much. And because of that, the Chiefs won. And then we have here, Eagles versus the Packers. I'm a big Eagles fan. I prefer the Eagles. And then my second is the Chiefs. Eagles will always be number 1. So I wrote about the little Eagles game. Nothing really happened on the 7th. It was stressful. The 8th, we started doing homecoming dress shopping with my 14-year-old. And I want to strangle her because she's so picky when it came to dresses. And it was so frustrating going shopping with her. And then I was also very tired after that. Tired again. This was when I got my 2025 Hobonichi, so I was very excited to actually get my hands on my new planner. I don't want to work. I was on site. Usually the days that I'm on site, I don't take my planner for the most part. Or if I take my planner, a lot of times I can't write anything because it's just I'm so busy at work. And then by the time I come home from work, I have to like put everything away, and then it's dinner time, and then it's bath time, and it's just the day gets away from me. So a lot of the times when I'm on site, I don't have a lot to write. So September 12th, back working from home. We had Friday the 13th, another car update that says, why is it so difficult to get my car fixed? On September 14th, I have dragons. So I'm a big reader. I have a reading channel, and I love Fourth Wing. And in Fourth Wing, they have a black dragon, Tarn, and then there's a gold dragon, Adarna, and that's the FMC's dragons. And I went to a game store, like a D&D Warhammer type gaming store with my husband, and I found 2 dragons that looked kind of similar to what I envisioned those 2 dragons looking like. So I bought them with the full intention of painting them. So I was just writing that I got some new dragons that I can't wait to paint. I did more dress shopping again on the 15th. This was my youngest came home from school with a sore knee, crying, carrying on. There was no bruise, no cut, no nothing. It was a whole ordeal on Monday. And then on Tuesday, she woke up again, complaining about her knee, took her to urgent care. And I was literally at urgent care for like 3 hours because we had so many. She has hospital and doctor anxiety, so of course she struggled trying to get an x-ray. She was super scared, super nervous, and it was an ordeal. That whole day was a hot mess. So this was taking pictures with her before she went in for the x-ray when she was still happy. This quickly changed to tears shortly after this picture was taken. And then on the 18th, there was a better day than yesterday. My youngest woke up and she wasn't complaining about her knee. On the 19th, we had an org day at work. So basically it was like a field day. It was a day off essentially. I did end up getting some new ink. I got a black TWSBI Diamond 580 ALR. That was my new fountain pen. And then I also bought 2 Robert Oster inks. They were both shimmer inks. And I was very annoyed because my TWSBI, but multiple TWSBIs, did not like either one of those inks. It was literally as soon as I inked those pens, I would write with them for a minute and then they would dry up, they would clog, and it was just because of all the shimmer in that ink. So I was very upset that did not want to work. And I did also get a new ink, and that was the Jacques Herbin. I don't know how to say that. It was a very fancy brand, in like a red color. And I have every intention of using that in the month of December, because in December, the color for that month is like a red-orange color. So I plan on using that ink for that month. So this was me kind of writing out with the rose shimmer ink that I got from Robert Oster, and then I did swatches. It was just, I was very upset that that didn't work. And so far to this day, none of my pens want to work with that ink. I don't know if you have, drop me a comment down below. If you have a Robert Oster fountain pen ink, specifically, I think it's called Shimmy and Shake, is like the style of ink. If you have any of those inks and they work well for you in your fountain pen, let me know down below, what fountain pen are you using to make those inks work? Because I've tried my TWSBI, I've tried my other favorite fountain pens that I have tried a handful of different ones that I own to see if maybe just the nib that I use isn't compatible with that ink, but nothing seems to work. So if you have a Shimmy and Shake ink from Robert Oster, let me know down below what ink or what fountain pen you use with that ink. I would love to know, because I loved those two colors. I got a pink color and a purple color, and the shimmer was just beautiful, and I want to use them, but I can't. So let me know what ink or what pen I should use for those inks. 20th, just a regular Friday. This is the 21st. My youngest got invited to a Taylor Swift birthday party. Now, I am not a Swiftie. I like Taylor Swift. I like some of her songs. I don't know the names of her albums. I know some songs on each of the albums, but I am definitely not a Swiftie. So it was a little weird to go to a birthday party with my 7-year-old that was 100% dedicated to Taylor Swift. Like, they had people dress up in their favorite Taylor Swift era. And it wasn't just the young, like the 7-year-old that loved Taylor Swift. It was the mom also. Like, there were couch pillows that had Taylor Swift on them. Like, it was a whole thing. And like, the mom made these, apparently she's a really good artist, but she made these like life-size cutouts of Taylor Swift, multiple of them, and they were all over the place. And it was a fun time. She had fun, but it was very weird being around Swifties, because I've never been around such an intense Taylor Swiftie. So, but she had fun. That was all that was really important. But not to say I don't like Taylor Swift. I like Taylor Swift. Please don't come for me. It's just, I was not used to being around so many very die-hard, dedicated Swift fans. 22nd, chill day at home. The 23rd, I had a tough workout. I'm getting really close to my record when it comes to squats. It was a tough workout on the 23rd. 24th, I went to my youngest school with my husband and had lunch with her. She loved having us there. I had another rough workout on the 25th, so almost through this week. The 26th, I had some really good news at work. We also had Hurricane Helene. Luckily, I live in North Alabama, but I was not in the path of Helene. We got rain and we got some wind, but we were at the very, very bottom of like her path. Like, if her path was like this, I was right here. So she like skirted my area. So luckily nothing happened in my area, but I was looking at Facebook, and I'm so sorry for those of you who were affected by Helene. The town that I grew up in elementary school was Marion, North Carolina, and I was seeing on Facebook the waters and all the destruction that hit in Marion. So I'm very, very, very sorry, and I'm thinking about everybody who has had damage because of Helene and are displaced and are having to like rebuild their lives essentially. I could not imagine what you're having to go through. That's just, I cannot imagine the stress that you guys are feeling. So luckily we were not affected by Helene, but it was very close to us being more in the path. But luckily we just skirted it. On the 27th, all of the local schools ended up going to an e-learning day because of Helene. At this time, they didn't really know if we were going to get more of the rain and more of the storm. So they went ahead and just made it an e-learning day just in case. So everyone was home, which was luckily everybody was home, because that was the day that Zoe ended up, my youngest, threw up. She did not feel good. She ended up not feeling the best off and on, but she was complaining about her stomach hurting. But for a 7-year-old, you have no idea what that means. But unfortunately, she did end up throwing up, and that was not the first time in the month of September that happened. And then we also, on the 27th, my husband and I went to Costco and ended up upgrading our iPhones from the iPhone 12 Pro Max to the 16. Then we have on the 28th, I took my youngest fall clothes shopping, which she absolutely loved. I also went shopping again on Sunday with my girls. This was not for fall shopping, but this is just generic shopping. This was also, Zoe did not feel good, and she ended up having a really bad blowout, I'll say. Luckily, this was the last time she threw up. So she did throw up a couple days before, and then this time, and since then she has been fine. Crossing fingers, it stays that way. And this was the 30th. This is the last day of the month. And this was, on this day, my husband's phone, new phone, was received, and we were able to do the upgrade, transfer, all that kind of stuff. So he was able to get his phone on the 30th. I didn't get my phone until into October, but that is the last of September. So that is going to be it for this monthly flip through. And with that, thank you so much for watching. If you have not subscribed, please make sure you do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're interested in Hubman and Chub Girl, definitely check out the code and the link so you can get some discounts off of those purchases. And also just make sure that you're following through on my channel, because I am going to be having some weekly spread updates using Hubman and Chub Girl. And then I'm also going to be setting up my 2025 planners very soon. So make sure you're subscribed so that way you'll know when those videos goes live. And with that, I will see everybody in my next video. Bye.